Hello guys. So in this session we are going to learn how to integrate OpenTelemetry for .NET application. So let's start. So here to automatically instrument a .NET application with OpenTelemetry, so you can use OpenTelemetry .NET or SDK, which provides libraries and tools for collecting telemetry data such as traces and metrics, and you can automatically instrument your .NET application with OpenTelemetry, enabling you to collect traces and send them to publish backend like Jigger. And this setup allows you to gain insight to the performance. Okay, so here let's start to integrate OpenTelemetry. So here I mentioned some prerequisites first of all. So in this website, first of all, we need a .NET SDK install on your machine, a basic understanding of .NET deployment, development, and access the tracing backend like Jagger, Zipkin, or OpenTelemetry compatible services for exporting telemetry data. Okay, so let's start. So here I have successfully launched my instance and successfully connected to my terminal. So here, first of all, we need to install .NET. Okay, so if you don't have .NET, then in this session we are going to install the .NET. So first of all, let's start to integrate OpenTelemetry.NET application. So first of all, here the first step is let's install .NET SDK and .NET Runtime on Ubuntu. So okay, so first of all, let's update the system package. Okay. So as you can see, it's updating the system packages, right? Okay, it's done. Then next is let's install .NET SDK. So as you can see, it's done. We are successfully installed .NET. Okay. Now the next step is let's verify the .NET version. If you want to check it's installed or not, then let's check using the command. Okay. Okay. So we have successfully installed. Okay. Sorry, .NET. Okay, now the next let's go to the next step. Now the next step is let's create a sample .NET application with HTTP server. So to begin, we need to set up environment in this new directory. So we are going to create new directory with the name .NET app. So let's create. So as you know, the command to create directory mkdir, and let's inside this directory .NET app. Now if I run the ls command, as you can see, there is no any files. So let's create the files using the commands. So let's execute the command to create some files. As you can see, welcome to .NET SDK version and so on. You can see it successfully. The template ASP.NET Core empty was created successfully. Now if I run the ls command, as you can see the files that we have just created. Okay. Now, the next step is in the same directory, we found a file with the name program.cs file. So we need to replace this file with R code. Okay. So let's replace this code with R code. So let's open this file using the nano editor. And first of all, I'm going to remove this code and let's enter the code from here to here. Okay. So let's paste here. Okay. So let's save the file and exit. Okay, it's done. So we have successfully replaced our code in this file. Okay. Now the next step is, so in this folder, if I run the ls command, there is a properties folder, right? You can see. So let's inside this properties folder. And if I run the ls command, there is a file, only one file, which launch setting.json file. So we need to modify JSON file also. So let's edit. So first of all, here I'm going to remove this because I'm going to replace this file with my code. So as you can see, I'm going to remove this file code because I'm going to add my code here. So I'm going to add code here from here to here. And as you can see in this code, first of all, command name, project, .NET, run message, launch browser, application URL. So our application URL will be here. I'm I added here 0.0.0.0. That means any IP can access this. Okay. And the port number of this 8080. Okay. Then ASP.NET Core environment, development, and so on the details. Okay. So let's save the file and exit. Okay. Done. We have successfully created two files. Okay. Now let's build and run the application. Okay. So how to build? So first of all, the build command is sudo.net build. So that's first of all, here I'm going to clear the screen. So first of all, here we have in properties folder. Okay. So first of all, let's exit from properties and go to the .net app folder. Okay. And in this app, let's run this command sudo.net build. And if there is any wrong, they give us error, okay, or warning. As you can see, there is zero warnings or zero error. Build succeed. Okay, now it's time to run. So let's run the .NET sudo.net run command. As you can see, it's running. Okay, now Microsoft hosting and so on the details. The port number is 8080. Okay, okay. Now here, let's copy your instance IP and hit on browser. So I'm going to copy my instance IP, hit on browser, and the port number of is 8080. And after that, here I'm going to add this roll dice. So here you can see the number. Okay, that means the number of times if you click on refresh button, as you can see, right? So number of time if you click on refresh button, it give us roll dice the number as you can, sorry, as you have seen in here. And as you can see here also, now last is 3. If I refreshed 2, and as you can see last is your 2. Okay, then number of times click on the refresh button, it gives roll dice the number, right? You can see, right? Okay, now after that, now the next step, let's say the next step. Now the next step is let's integrate OpenTelemetry for .NET application. Okay, so here to install necessary OpenTelemetry instruments, you get package for your .NET so application. So you can use the following packages depending on the specific technologies and components. So you want instruments below are common packages used for .NET, so ASP.NET Core and general .NET applications. And here is the packages. Okay, so let's add these packages. Okay, so let's run this command. So here I'm going to add these packages. Okay, then next one is, okay, and then third one. Okay, it's done. Now Set up the OpenTelemetry code in program.cs. We need to replace this following line. So let's open this program.cs file. Okay, so let's open using zero nano. In this file, we need to replace these two lines. So I'm going to remove this with this code. Okay, so let's add this code into this file. So let's add. Okay, I'm going to open again. Okay, now let's remove these two lines and add this code. Okay, let's save the file and exit. Okay, so let's clear the screen. Okay, it's done, right? Okay. And then after that, run your application for once again. So let's build. Okay, you can see zero warnings and zero errors. Let's run again. Okay, as you can see, it's running. Okay, now the next step is let's capture traces, logs, and metrics for .NET application by OpenTelemetry. Okay, so let's open a new terminal because we can't stop this. And here I'm going to run this command using curl localhost 8080 roll dice. And let's check here. You can see after about 30 seconds, then stop this process. Okay. And you can see at this point, you should see the trace and logs output from the server and client. That looks something like output in line wrapped by readability and so on. You can see. Right. Sources and server name, instance ID, telemetry sticky name, telemetry sticky language, telemetry sticky version, and so on, the details of it. Right. That's it. So here we have wrap up the how to integrate open telemetry for .NET applications. So thank you for watching and I hope you understand.